Bills comeback fell short against the Patriots last night. Final score 23-20, and it's no secret. The Bills stumbled right out of the gate. First drive was 6 plays for 33 yards before Josh Allen lost a fumble. Then the second drive lasted only 4 plays and 20 yards before a punt. And the third drive, another lost fumble, this time from Keon Coleman. Now, despite the miscues, the Bills were only down 6-3 at the half. The game stayed tight throughout and into the late fourth quarter. The Bills were able to tie the game up 20-20 with just over 2 minutes left. But then Patriots quarterback Drake May led his team down the field and set up the game-winning field goal. And while the game never got out of hand, it is clear the Bills dug themselves a hole that they just couldn't get out of. Josh Allen was clearly frustrated by the turnovers in his post-game interview.
We just played sloppy. Not going to win a football game turning the ball over 3 times in our red zone. Gave them one in their red zone. That's just bad football, and we just did not play good tonight. Yeah, just trying to find a rhythm and get into a good rhythm. Obviously, Dalton Kincaid played fantastic tonight. We got to carry that over and got to find a way to win that one. But again, we shouldn't have even been in it with 3 turnovers. So that's again, that's just poor offense. I mean, respect to them. They came in, they knew what they had to do. They took care of the football. We didn't. You know, it was if you look at it from the paper point of view, I mean, a pretty pivotal game in terms of what we could have done with this, and we didn't take advantage of our opportunity. Again, I thought our defense played well, and they bailed us out a couple times, but just not going to win many NFL games turning the ball over 3 times.
Now, despite the loss, the Bills are still in a good place at 4-1 overall, plus 2-1 in the division. Now, when speaking to reporters after the game, though, head coach Sean McDermott addressed what the team needs to work on moving forward.
Again, these are things we have to learn from, and it's got to start with, like I said, with the fundamentals. You cannot turn the ball over and expect to win 3 times. And then the field position is a 10-yard difference. Let's just start there, and then we get into the rest of it, which there's things that need to improve in that area as well. So, but for me, that's where I start. You got to take care of the football. You look at the stats; the numbers don't lie, right? It's you turn the ball over 3 times, and you get 1. You're down. You're -2 on the turnover differential. So that's not a winning formula.
And it was a big day for a former Bills receiver, Stefon Diggs. This was his best game as a New England Patriot, finishing with 10 catches for 146 yards. He also made a key grab on the Patriots' game-winning drive. Here's what he had to say about facing his old team.
I heard you on the sidelines saying, "We want more. We need more." That was your word. It was a huge night for you. Was this one personal for you?
100%. Obviously, I love those guys. Still got a good relationship with those guys. Got a lot of respect for them. But I love the game of football more. And every time I go out here, I'm trying to prove it, not only to them, but to myself. So.
And Diggs played 4 years with the Bills, made the Pro Bowl every year he was with the team. The Bills will now spend the next week correcting those mistakes as they get ready to play the Falcons on Monday Night Football next week in Atlanta. And our Channel 2 sports team has more on what the team needs to improve on.
John Scott here with Vic Carucci as the Bills falling 23-20 to the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Mistakes, mistakes, mistakes. It was as much of what the Bills did to lose this game as it was New England to win it.
Yeah, such a sloppy game right from the start. The tone was set that the Bills were not prepared to play their best football or anything close to that. And you had that feeling, you and I talked about it in the press box as well, that this thing was sliding downhill. And you know, are they going to wake up at some point? And honestly, they never did.
And even the MVP is getting in the mix. He's throwing that interception that he called a recipe for disaster in the red zone, taking at least 3 points off the board. It was top to bottom. No one was impervious to mistakes, whether it be penalties or turnovers.
Yeah, and it felt like the Bills were in shock themselves. I mean, listening to Sean McDermott afterward, he said he told the team after the game, normally we're the team that takes advantage of multiple turnovers by the opponent, but tonight it was the other way around.
And it was Stefon Diggs turning back the clock and being Stephon Diggs. The best game he's had in the NFL since Week 6 of the 2022 season against the Chiefs, of course. He was wearing a Bills uniform, and he reminded the guys on the other side of the field and the people here in the stands of what Stephon Diggs can be.
Yeah, look, he came in here absolutely looking to make a statement. He wanted to leave Buffalo when he did after the 23 season, and he was leaving when his performance was still at its top, and he had played well for Houston in 24 before suffering a knee injury, and then he comes back and shows that he is the Stephon Diggs that left the Buffalo Bills, that he was the best receiver not only for his own team, but for the entire game.
And the guy throwing in the ball, Drake May, really impressive, especially in that second half. Diggs telling me as he's walking off the field, I still got it, huh? Yeah, I think it was one heck of a reminder here.
I didn't know he had lost it.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Vic. With Vic Carucci, I'm John Scott for Channel 2 Sports.